White House is pissed, impeachment could happen, and gas prices are expected to soar, folks. So inflation has really done a number on our wallets as Americans across the nation try and find more ways to make money. Some have primarily used their credit cards for basic necessities, and it's not like we can magically just improve our cash flow within a night. But don't get me wrong, opportunities still exist, from different markets and sectors. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult for some of us to get into the game as expenses continue to go up. Like, for example, did you guys hear about the expected spikes that could be adding anywhere from 10 to 25 cents to the price of gas? The problem is that extreme heat is leading to some refinery outages. And since we're already looking at some of the lowest gasoline inventories since 2015, we're bound to see some cost increases across the board anytime soon. So is this more of Bidenomics at work? Or is it just really a bad time for the economy where production of gas in our own country is low? Meanwhile, you got groups like OPEC Plus already with cuts in place for their own production. Now, speaking of a bad time, we've all seen clips of President Joe Biden having trouble boarding Air Force One. It's kind of become a meme where, any chance you have to kind of see him going up the stairs, it's a chance for bets to be made on whether or not he's going to stumble up the stairs or not. And so these instances have pushed the White House to go a different route. And they have the president instead using the shorter staircase a lot more often, as President Biden is now set to run for re-election in 2024. Having a president who can't even go up the stairs really wouldn't be a good look, would it? And while of course they're not going to confirm that this is the deciding factor for the switch, a White House aide has said that the decision came down to weather. Do you guys now expect the president to trip on Air Force One? I mean, nobody should wish ill on anybody, but it's now come to a point where many Americans are just growing concerned of both his physical and his mental health to successfully lead the country. Now, in terms of concern, more of it is being felt at the White House as even more chatter of President Biden lying to the American people is coming out. Now, this one relates to him lying about knowing or doing business with his troubled son, Hunter Biden. Check out what was said when White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked about it here.
Chairman James Comer today says that the Oversight Committee, has evidence that the president in the past communicated directly with foreign business associates of his son Hunter Biden many times. Curious if the White House and the president still stand behind his comment that he's never been involved and has never even spoken to his son about his business.
So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
Wait, hold up. The question was if the president had communicated directly with the foreign business associates, not that Hunter was in any way, shape, or form in business with his own father. I don't know, guys. Do you think that this answers our question? Or is this going to be the narrative moving forward and that no denial of business talks between father and son will be said from now on? Instead, we'll just hear that they're simply not in business. Now, before I continue, maybe you guys should consider subscribing from now on as well. I deliver the truth daily, and I would really appreciate if you guys could also give this video a thumbs up. That totally help out. Appreciate you guys. Now, on the topic of the first son, he may not need to get into business for very much longer as his art career seems to be taking off. So Hunter's artwork has collected at least $1.3 million, with one of the buyers recognized as Elizabeth Hirsch Nafalti, who by some coincidence was also appointed by President Joe Biden to the Commission for the Preservation of America's Heritage Abroad in July 2022. An official from the Biden administration made it very clear that Naftalí was chosen as was recommended by former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, not because she bought her way into it through Hunter's art deals. So Hunter's dealer, his art dealer, I need to clear that up, So his art dealer, Georges Burgess Gallery of Manhattan, has refused to cooperate with House Oversight Committee requests to provide the names of art buyers, meaning that it's a mystery as to who these wealthy people are who are treating Hunter like he's the second coming of Picasso.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Attorney General, I'd like to direct your attention to the easel behind me. The first painting is a Claude Monet.
I'm sorry, I can't read any of the words.
You don't need to. Okay. You just need to look at this great painting right here.
It's a very beautiful painting.
It is beautiful, and it is listed at Christie's for $700,000. Now, Claude Monet was the founder of the Impressionist movement, something I didn't know until I researched it. The second painting is a Degas. Another world-renowned artist, and this painting sold for $500,000. The third painting, you may recognize this name, is a Hunter Biden.
I don't recognize the painting.
The Hunter Biden painting sold for $500,000 also. Now, you may think that such an exclusive that when Hunter Biden is in such exclusive company, that he would have a background, artistic training, for example. But you would be wrong if you thought that. And you might think that he had some sort of apprenticeship with a world-renowned artist, but you would be wrong again if you thought that. Or perhaps that he has been selling his works for years, and again, unfortunately, you would be wrong. It turns out that in 2019, Hunter Biden couldn't find a gallery to list his art. And what happened in 2020 that changed all that? His dad became president of the United States. Now, a single piece of art from Hunter Biden sells for more than the average American home.
Have you guys checked out his work? What are your thoughts on it? And while all of that's happening with the Biden family, former President Donald Trump is bewildered as to why Senate Republicans have done nothing against President Biden. So Trump calls Biden the most corrupt president of our country's history, which he says is being proven by the House of Representatives every single day, especially with new testimonials coming in from different whistleblowers. So what do you guys think is the reasoning behind what's happening with Republican leadership in the Senate? And do any of you believe that President Biden is corrupt? Or is the former president merely trying to pass off the blame of his recent legal issues to the president? But just like what the former president has said, House Republicans are working overtime against the Biden administration. In fact, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has said that the president can probably be impeached for lying to the American people on numerous occasions.
When President Biden was running for office, he told the American public that he's never talked about business. He said his family has never received $1 from China, which we now proved is not true. We now have some of the most credible whistleblowers. These 10-year IRS agents who have come forward said that the Biden family has been treated differently, that what Weiss has told us is different than what Garland and Weiss has told the public. And you're sitting here today where now you have found millions of foreign money, just what the 1023 alleges they did to Biden's family. Now we found that it has funneled through shell companies. If you're sitting in our position today, we would know none of this if Republicans had not taken the majority. We've only followed where the information has taken us. But Hannity, this is rising to the level of impeachment inquiry, which provides Congress the strongest power to get the rest of the knowledge and information needed.
The White House fired back by saying that the House Republicans, they're just trying to distract the American people from issues like inflation and jobs. Things that, according to the White House spokesperson Ian Sams, it's a top priority for the Biden administration. So here's the thing, guys. If McCarthy is correct and they can prove corruption of the Biden family, then why aren't impeachment proceedings already underway yet? I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit curious as to why all of this talk with little to no action. But what do you guys make of all this? Make sure you guys leave a comment so that you can share your thoughts in this amazing community. Now, before I go, guys, please, just want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate you guys subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.